Alright guys, today we're going to show you all how I personally get top 100 in solo battles every week. On current gen PlayStation 4, I ranked top 25 for the week last week without doing the pump block glitch. If you know, you know. Alright, let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to walk you through this. How I do it. This is my second game. As you can see on the first game we got 26,000, which is about what you need average for top 25 in solo battles. We'll boot up into the game. I always go against the hardest opponents first, just to sweat it out. Not that any of it's really that hard, it's just you get more points for the higher overall teams for solo battles. Alright, we're loading into it. We're going to kick off. I'm going to walk you through my abilities as we go. Alright, pooch kick, just like we do in head-to-head games. Occasionally you'll force a fumble. Rare, but it does happen. Excuse me. Things to note here, we are in the 4-6 defensive playbook. Abilities, I have 4 or 5 deep route KOs, inside stuff on Warren Sapp and Micah Parsons, and strip specialist on our user. We're going to come out in Mike Blitz 0 every play. We're going to shift and we're going to try to shoot the gap. And that's what we're going to do just about every play. We're going to use a rush. If they pick you up, you go lurk. We're going to press, shade underneath, pass commit. So I'm glad that happened. We messed up a little bit there. It's going to happen throughout the game. If you miss the sack, sometimes they're going to get open. If that starts to happen a lot, shade inside. We're not going to pass commit here because they're in a running formation. I expect to run here. We're going to try to shoot this gap. If they did pass and nothing open, he's going to take a sack. You want to get about 10 sacks per game, and you want to allow less than 50 total yards on defense. So, contain, press, shade underneath, pass commit. If you don't know how to do that, press, left stick down, pass commit, R1 up on the D-pad. Wow. They're mossing us pretty consistently. That usually won't happen. You also want to crash your D-line out, which is left on the D-pad and up on the right stick, I believe. It becomes muscle memory eventually. This is actually a little bit longer of a first drive than we'd like. Pick there would have been nice, but stopping the clock helps. Alright, now they're going to punt us the ball. When they punch you the ball, don't try to block it or anything. If they kick it in bounds, we're going to field it. And they didn't kick it in bounds. We're going to field it. We're going to run backwards. We're going to go down at about the 5-yard line, our own 5-yard line. The reason you do that is because you want to get as many yards as possible. Right here we have Tom Brady with Hot Route Master Gunslinger. Usually Marcus Allen would have... I messed up there. I'm trying to explain this. Usually Marcus Allen would have running back apprentice or some kind of route ability out of the backfield. So if they play man, what we're going to do is we're going to roll out left and we're going to gain as many yards possible scrambling. We're going to run level sails every play on offense out of the Patriots playbook, a slot offset. Streak your tight end. We're going to roll out, get as many yards as possible here, go out of bounds without taking a hit. You're going to let the play clock run down to about 20 seconds, exactly 20 seconds or under until you pick your play. And what that does is it limits any kind of runoff that you're going to get from the clock so you can get as many yards as possible. Here they're not in man. Looks like they're going to be in zone, possibly match. It is match. When you see that, you check down to your running back, take your yards, go out of bounds, first down. Our goal here is to get 30 to 40 completions, 400 yards passing, 30 first downs, 50 total points, 200 yards rushing, 400 yards passing. And all our rushing yards are going to be with our quarterback. As you can see here, I got Tom Brady. He's 82 speed, so you can do it with just about anybody. If they contain you, we're going to throw that out route, or the corner route to the tight end. We're going to get out of bounds. We're going to let the clock drip. If you're wondering about abilities, I have Hot Route Master Gunslinger on Brady, because that's what I use in head-to-head. These are actually all my head-to-head abilities. We're going to have Short in Elite on our tight end to help against man coverage. And we have Route Tech on Cooper Kupp. Jerry Rice, we have Short Out Elite and Deep Out Elite. If they blitz you, get the ball out, that's fine. The reason we're not going to let this go under 20 seconds here is because there's only 3 seconds left in the quarter, and it's going to chew the clock out anyways. We're not going to be able to get a snap off, so we're just going to move on. This looks like zone. It is. They're blitzing. Possession catch. I actually wanted to get down at the 1 yard line there, but that's okay. And we're going to go for 2 every time. Eventually, you'll figure out exactly what every one of these goal line looks like. Right here, we're going to streak our tight end. We're going to quick throw it. The reason I do that instead of throwing to the flats or one of the wide receivers is because I have Omaha as an X factor on Tom Brady, and it gets a lot easier if Omaha starts lighting up and you can see the opposing team's play art. Same thing here, scum kick. Try to get a hit stick, get lucky. Nothing going. Additionally, strip specialist on our user is not necessary, but it does help if you need points quick and you're not going to be able to get the ball back if you don't have any timeouts or anything like that. We couldn't shoot the gap there. We're going to get the tackle. But you get some crazy animations with strip specialist. Occasionally it'll just rip the ball right out of the quarterback's hands and the camera will change angles. It's a pretty crazy ability. We want to limit the time they have the ball altogether. Very important part of this, when you're crashing down, make sure you contain. If you don't contain, the quarterback get out of the pocket and they'll get a lot of yards sometimes. It's extremely frustrating. As you can see, we already have 4 sacks with Derwin on the first 2 drives. And then I believe we have 1 sack with our outside linebacker, Micah Parsons or something like that. He won about 10 total sacks. Interceptions help as well. If you get to 50 points and you meet all the thresholds by the end of the game, basically what you want to go for after that to get bonus points are special teams touchdowns, and defensive touchdowns do help. If you have 1 fumble return touchdown and 1 interception return touchdown, user alerts help a lot. And what a lot of people will do is they will come out and punt block and then audible to 8-up safe man, and they do this thing where they swerve inside with the outside corner that's manned up on one of the receivers after the opposing team audibles to some kind of 4 verticals like play, and it gives you an opportunity to get an interception pretty much every play. But it's kind of risky. You can definitely give up big plays and hurt your score tremendously doing that. Okay, you can see we have Omaha activated here. So we're going to see their play art every time. We're going to know exactly what we're doing. Like I said, just take your yards, get out of bounds. You want the first downs. You want the completions. Under 2 minutes in each half, you don't have to wait until the play clock hits 20 seconds because there's going to be no runoff anyways. We're going to throw this on the break right there because we know he's going to get open against man coverage. The reason we didn't roll out there is because you can see that the linebackers weren't manned up to anybody. It was the deep safeties, which means they're going to be blitzing. Here, play hard flat. So we take our tight end. And the only two reads that you're going to have on this play outside of the 2-point conversion are going to be the running back and the tight end. If the running back's open in the flat, you take the running back. If the tight end's open on the corner route, you take the tight end. Right here, that deep blue safety is going to play right about at the front of the end zone. And this corner route's going to get wide open. You just have to wait for it if he gets bumped, which he might. He doesn't get bumped there, wide open, corner of the end zone. It's like clockwork, never fails. That's why Omaha is extremely helpful. Also, what it will help with is helping you read defenses, like in head-to-head games. Once you see a certain amount of looks from the computer, you'll be able to telegraph what defense they're in based on the alignment. Since you have to play, 13 solo battle games every week, you get Omaha active for the majority of those games. It'll really help you start reading defenses head-to-head. Right here, I want to get some extra points, so I'm going to try to strip him on first down if I can. If I can't, see, we couldn't get the strip there. They're going to hurry up most likely. Sometimes they hurry up. We're going to let them get one more play off, and then we're going to start calling our timeouts to save clock. They're letting the clock drip. We actually got the strip there, which is okay because we still have our 3 timeouts. But you want to be able to get as many yards as possible on each drive. So ideally, that doesn't happen like that right there. You would prefer that you get a tackle on the sack instead of a strip. That way they can punch you the ball and you can go down at the 5 and have a 95-yard drive instead of a 14-yard drive. But right here, if that says seam flats, if that is a purplish zone, not a dark purple, like a purple-pink zone, and it says it's a seam flat, then that running back is going to be open every single time. Because that's match coverage, and match coverage does not play the flats immediately. Right here, we see there's nobody manned up on this tight end. We're going to throw this real quick down the seams. Bam. And again, the reason I went out of bounds right there is just to get an extra completion, because those completions on the goal line start to add up. Easy. Now, towards the end of the game, if you are short on rushing yards, my backup tight end, or my backup quarterback, my backup quarterback is Randall Cunningham, and we're going to read the defense, and we're going to try to roll out and scramble for as many yards as possible if we have to. I can usually get 200 rushing yards with Tom Brady fairly easily, but I always go for the passing yards and the completions first because you get bigger bonuses from passing than running. Right here, we're going to try to make them go 3 and out. Bam, another sack. They took a timeout for us. Beautiful. You only need about 30 seconds to drive down the field if there's no runoff on the clock. I moved him down there, that way we would get a press animation. Just like that. If you have an even above average team, your team's going to be so much better than computers and solo battles that you can press and shade underneath, especially with the abilities that I have, and you're not going to get beat deep almost ever. So don't worry about that. Alright, this is the first time that they are, I believe this is the first time they're punting us the ball. So we're going to field it and go down to 5. I'll go about right here. Beautiful. We got 22 seconds, two timeouts. That should be more than enough time to move down the field and score. As we can see, this outside linebacker right here, the mic that I'm IDing right now, it doesn't show his zone, so we're going to have to read it. And it looks like it's going to be a curl flat. We get out of bounds. As you can see, that play took about 4 seconds. We got about 15 yards. So interesting situation here. They come out and man up 3 deep, and they're not going to be bringing any pressure. So we're going to roll out with Tom Brady, and we're going to get as many yards as possible before getting out of bounds. And right now we have time to run about 3 more plays. You can see this says curl flats. When you're on the left hash, it's going to be a little more difficult. It's going to take longer for this corner route to get open. And that was not ideal. So what we're going to do here, since we only have 6 seconds left and we're not going to be able to get in the end zone the traditional way, is we're going to take this, we're going to go out of bounds about the 40-yard line. We're not going to kick our 3. We're going to come out in Hail Mary. And I don't know if you guys know the Hail Mary glitch, but I'm about to show you. So Hail Mary, you put all of the receivers on the right side that are bunched together. You're going to put them on slants. You're going to ID the linebacker, and you're going to double team this outside guy. The idea here is to roll out, hit Jerry Rice in the end zone. Super unfortunate there. Should have been a touchdown, but it wasn't. It's okay. We're still going to have all the stats that we need here at the end of the game. That just would have been an additional 40 passing yards and a completion. Incompletion hurts, but it's not too bad. As long as you don't have more than 4 or 5 incompletions in a game, I wouldn't worry about it. Now, this isn't going to be a perfect solo battle game. As you can see, we've messed up a few times. And actually, Omaha's inactive because we got cheated on the sidelines twice. So we're going to try to get Omaha back here. This will probably be about a 25-7, 25-8 score, which if you get it every time, you'll be top 50 in solo battles every week. And as you can see, this takes a little bit of time, but it's not hard. And for solo battles this week, as you guys probably saw in my previous video, half of those rewards were for solo battles. The 190,000 coin quick sell, we got a 90 plus, 4 touchdown packs, 2 red zone packs, 2 midfield packs, 2 Hail Mary packs. Ended up making about, I'd say, 400,000 coins just from playing solo battles. You can see the guys are bunched in here. There's nobody out wide. That means it's going to be man coverage. Man coverage, but they contained, as you can see on the edges here. So we're going to take our yards. We're going to get out of bounds. If they didn't contain there, we would try to roll out to the left, and we would try to scramble with our quarterback to get those rushing yards. This is man coverage 2, I believe, but it's going to be a blitz. If not, it might be some kind of cover 2. Yeah, it's going to be a blitz. If there's nobody out wide to the right side, towards the right hash, that most likely means that it is going to be man coverage. And right there they were showing blitz, so I read blitz. This is going to be man coverage as well. They might blitz, they might contain. I can't read it yet. They didn't contain. They didn't blitz too many. So we're going to take our yards with Tom Brady. We're going to get out of bounds. As you can see, we have 60 rushing yards right now on 3 attempts. Beautiful. So we would like about 3 of our touchdowns to be rushing touchdowns. If we can, we're going to scramble outside the pocket and try to dive in the end zone here. It's exactly what we're going to do. You don't even have to dive to get in the end zone with Tom Brady. No problem. We're going to streak the tight end. Bam. And we are 1 5+ yard completion away from getting Omaha activated. So far on defense, it's been a very good game. On offense, it's been a little bit shaky, but nothing too serious. As long as you're not throwing interceptions or fumbling multiple times, you should be fine on offense. Just make sure when you scramble with your quarterback, you get out of bounds, because on legend difficulty, which you're going to play all of your solo battles on, you will fumble if the CPU hits you. Not every single time, but about 90% of the time. If the CPU lands a hit stick on you, you're going to fumble. Read option there, we have our inside stuff, so that's not a problem. Pistol strong slot. This is probably another running play, might be some kind of play action. No, the CPU just picks random plays. He throws it away there, best case scenario for us. That way the clock stops running. We get the ball back, get more possessions. They fumble there. Unfortunately, we pick up the fumble and can't get into the end zone for those extra points there, but that's okay because we're going to have another 8 points here in just a second. This is going to be zone. The corner route might get open. It's actually match coverage. We're going to have this late. It's a really late read, but it was a linebacker manned up on him, so I wouldn't worry about throwing that ever. But we have Omaha activated now, so it's probably better that we made that read late, or else it would have been less than 5 yards. If you don't know, with Omaha, if you throw a completion less than 5 yards, then it wipes your progress bar. So you need 6 consecutive completions of 5 yards or more. If you take a sack, throw an incompletion, or throw a completion of less than 5 yards, that progress bar gets wiped back to 0 for said X factor. I also recommend making sure that you do have, like I said, some kind of backfield mismatch or something on your running back to give them better route running out of the backfield or better catching in general, because it'll help with those manned up flat routes quite a bit. I actually only reason I don't is because I was messing with my lineup before this game, and Marcus Allen, I moved him to the 3rd down running back spot, and for whatever reason that deactivates him. But I do have that ability on him pretty much at all times. The only abilities you really need for solo battles are Gunslinger. We're actually going to try to click off, yep, and we want the CPU to recover that, because we want them to punt us the ball and we want to go down to get the longest drive possible. But as I was saying before, the only abilities you really need for this are Gunslinger. Escape Artist would help if you have a faster quarterback, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, somebody like that. They can also get Gunslinger, but you don't want to be missing any throws. Pass lead to lead will work just fine with a decent release. And that short out on your tight end is also super helpful to beat man coverage. That way you don't make any mistakes throwing them on the break. So this is going to be a blitz right here. Get the ball out quick on the break, get out of bounds. As you can see, there's 4 seconds left on the clock, so we're just going to call our play real quick, let it go to the fourth. In the fourth quarter, if you get out of bounds at all, you don't have to wait till there's 20 seconds left on the play clock. You can just run your play or call your play immediately. Don't worry about it. We're going to be, about half a yard short of a first down right there. Not a big deal. You do want to get as many first downs as possible, though. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run backwards, just to ensure that we give ourselves the best opportunity to get as many first downs as possible. It's extremely key for solo battles. I'm sure you guys are getting the gist of it. All we're doing is streaking our tight end, quick snap on this play. This is a cover 6 match. When there's a cloud right there, you can throw that every time. That's not going to be an issue. Big thing here, it actually hasn't happened to me at all so far this game, but if you do get tackled inbounds, just hurry up. Hurry up and do the same thing that you would otherwise. You don't want to take any extra time off the clock. As you can see, easy drive. We're 25 of 28 so far. Honestly, we got cheated on all 3 of those incompletions, but it's not a big deal. If you read quarter flats here, any kind of cover 4, you're going to be able to throw this flat route just like you would on a cloud or any kind of cover 3 match. We got cheated on as an incompletion there too. And like I was saying, closer to the end zone, this corner route's going to get open, but this deep blue is going to play the end zone for whatever reason in Madden 22 current gen. That's what they do. So we're going to try to throw this and hopefully get out of bounds on the 1, but we might have to take our touchdown here. We got shedded on the edge, so we had to step up in the pocket instead of rolling out and being able to get down at the 1. Not a big deal. Going for 2 again. We already have Omaha activated, so we don't need to worry about 5+ yard completions. We can just throw any completion. I like to keep my tight end in route here. If you have a decent tight end, you can throw this on the break pretty much every time. Lob it so it doesn't hit the O lineman or D lineman in the head, and easy 2 points. Scum kick again. Maybe get a hit stick fumble, probably not. Yeah, I missed a hit stick there. Like I said, not a big deal. So we might only be able to get 2 more possessions in this game. So what I'm going to do here on first down, I'm going to try to strip the quarterback with strip specialist, which if you don't know, it's right bumper. We didn't get it, but the clock did stop because they threw an incompletion, which is completely fine. As you guys can see the play art here, the guy manning up on the tight end is a little bit out too wide this play. So we're going to move him in. They beat the press right there on the out route, but they got out of bounds, so it's not a big deal. The computer can throw completions. It's more about the yards and not letting them score. Even if they do score a touchdown or a field goal or whatever, it's not a big deal, but you want to limit that as much as possible. So right here, they're probably going to take this to a 2-minute warning. Maybe not. Maybe they just pump the 4. But this gives us an opportunity to get the ball back and rack up those stats. Same thing here. go down about the 5-yard line, take it to the 2-minute warning. Right. About 30 completions is that threshold you want to hit. Anything more than that is helpful, but not completely necessary. You also need that 400 yards passing. So as we can see right here, we're at 27 completions for 383 yards, which is good. So cover 4 here, this corner route is going to get open, but you're going to have to wait on it. You can't throw it right away. So once it hits the corner, bang. As soon as it's about to hit the sidelines, you can throw that pass. So we're at 400 yards passing right now. Oh, and by the way, on that last throw, it's a timing thing. This is actually the offense that I run in head-to-head and weekend league too. So I have the timing on these throws down a little bit. But see how this is cover 3 right here? We're actually going to roll out and we're going to try to get some rushing yards. So we're going to be able to roll out, make our running back up. We didn't get much there. That's okay. 2nd down and 5 situation, we're going to try to get the 1st down. The same thing we just did last time. So we're going to roll out, make our running back up for that block, get out of bounds. Beautiful. Tom Brady's dark red here, so we're going to sub in Randall Cunningham for a play or two and try to get some more rush yards. Since we don't have Omaha and Cunningham, we're not going to be able to see our opponent's play art. But we can read the play, just roll out, even if it's zone. Try to get your rushing yards, not a big deal. We only do this at the end of the game when we need the rushing yards. And we're pretty much okay on the passing yards. Hopefully they come out in man soon. Man coverage when they don't blitz is the main way that you're going to get rushing yards in this. Like I was saying, you roll out with your quarterback and pretty much a wide open rush lane to the left because all your receivers' routes are going to the right and there's no zones on the left side of the field. Put Tom Brady back in here just because Cunningham took a hit stick on that last play on the sideline, and we don't want him to fumble, and he's going to be too tired to do too much for us. Cover 2 there. We can throw that on the sideline. If you read hard flat, it's going to get open every time. Cover 4 here. We're actually going to roll out, even though it's match, and we're going to try to get a few yards. No problem. As you can see, we have 7 rushes for 92 yards and a touchdown. We might be a little bit short of that 200-yard rushing mark, but that is not a huge deal. 150 will do just fine. Scramble in the end zone with Randall Cunningham right there. We're going to sub Tom Brady back in for the 2-point conversion because he has Gunslinger, and we want to keep track of those passing stats. Quick throw the seam because there's nobody manned up on the tight end. As you can see, guys, this is super repetitive, but I promise you, once you get it down, it's not that hard. And if you're struggling to make coins on Madden, this is the easiest way to do it. It'll also help you read defenses. It'll help you get your timing down on throws. All around, it'll make you a better Madden player. You know, I'm top 100 in weekend league every week as well. I'll show you guys the coin stack after this game. I keep up with this every week. Sometimes a game will crash, and that'll hurt or pretty much kill the chances for top 100 and solo battles that week. Sometimes it doesn't let you play the 13th game. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. Me keeping up with this as long as I have is the reason that I have so many coins. That and weekend league rewards. But it'll make you a better Madden player. altogether. The more you do this, the more looks you see, the better you'll get at the game. We're going to return this for a touchdown for some extra points. Found on the computer. Get a little toxic. As you can see, we got 62 points here. You only need 50. It's not a big deal. Right here, we can see this linebacker is cross-manned on this running back right here. So what I like to do is throw both these receivers on a hitch. You can just run the play stock and hit the tight end on the in route from the left side. But it's just easier to do this. You're just throwing a hitch. Bam, no issues. That is a 99 Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp, by the way. Wonderful card. I played a lot with him in head-to-head. Won another Super Bowl with him today. Definitely the best receiver in the game. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be on the team for a long, long time. Alright, first down here, I'm going to try to strip the quarterback, see if we can show you guys the strip specialist animation that happens sometimes. It's actually, I've got fumbles on regular tackles on the quarterback a couple times this game, but that doesn't happen too often. Second down, we're just going to try to stop them and get the ball back to have the longest drive possible. So there's only a minute left in the game. It's not a big deal. We'll show you guys the total score at the end and the score of the other top 100 guys. Now that is not good for us. That's going to limit the yards that we can get because we only got one timeout left. Luckily, we've got the passing stats down, and like I told you guys, that's the most important part of it. So we're actually going to hover in his face. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, unfortunately. Sometimes if you use a rush, you can just hover in his face for a second instead of tackling him, and he'll throw the ball away, which will buy you guys a little bit of extra time. Just like this. Yeah, so he gets scared, and he's going to throw the ball away. Yeah. Doing stuff like this gets you an extra possession, try to get you those passing yards you need. When they run bunch, for whatever reason, you run this play, it doesn't flip in the tight end wheel route. It gets wide open on verticals. Super frustrating. If you don't manually move your CB over, then the tight end is going to be wide open for a first down pretty much every time. Gonna go down about the 10 here. We need rushing yards quick, so we want our faster quarterback in. Gonna put Randall Cunningham in the game. This is most likely gonna be cover 4 drop. So we're gonna try to get to the outside here. We're actually gonna double team this guy, and we're gonna slide our pass protection to the right. That way we can break this contain if there is one. Yep. And about 15 yards there. Nice and easy. There's probably going to be some kind of cover 3 too, either match or just regular cover 3 drop style defense. And it's going to be regular cover 3. We're going to playmaker this guy up, follow our blocks. Get a pretty big, about 30-yard gain on that play. As you can see, we got 578 yards total, 159 rushing yards. Actually, if we can get in the end zone here, we are going to get to 200 rushing yards, which is just beautiful. But we don't have any timeouts. If we don't, it's okay. It's not a big deal, like I was saying before. 150 yards is also another threshold. Oh, get a little sticky with them. You gotta get a little sticky with the CPU sometimes. This is going to be cover 4 drop 2. I'm almost positive. It might be cover 2. When they run this formation, it's only a couple plays that they usually run. It actually was a cover 4. So, again, follow our blocks, get out of bounds. Only 4 seconds left in the game. You might as well try to throw a touchdown here. You're probably not going to get in the end zone rushing. So put some more points up on the board. This should be a touchdown to Waller on the corner route. It's gonna be, and that's a beautiful end of the game. Just like I was saying before, you don't need any crazy players to do this. I have a really good team, but you don't need that to get top 100 in solo battles. I've been doing it all year. I did it with a bad team too. As you can see here, we went 30 for 34 for 442 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, no turnovers. We had 182 total rushing yards, which is fine. We hit that 31st down mark, which is super important. 527 total yards because of the negative 103 on punt returns. And they had negative 26 yards offense. You want to hold them to less than 50 yards offense. So that is just beautiful. 3 turnovers, all on fumbles. Or I guess there was 1 pick 6, but that's how we do our solo battles, guys. Win 70-0 against the highest overall team in solo battles for this first string. And as we can see here, this is the second solo battle game we played. The first one was the featured opponent. And we're going to see right here that we got a 26,000 score for solo battles. It took about 35 minutes for this game, but it wasn't anything too crazy. As you can see, top 100 solo battles right here. 5 games played, 136,000 score. You multiply 26,000 times 5, that's 130,000. That'll put you about right here on the leaderboard, somewhere in top 10. As you can see, perfectly easy method. You don't have to do anything too crazy with pump block, safe man. You don't have to sweat too hard. Just make easy reads. Get yourself some coins every week. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you all how I play my solo battles every week. Nothing too crazy, quick, easy, simple method to make you all some coins. I hope this helped, and if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more Madden 22 Ultimate Team tips and videos. This is Killicam Friend. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.